Welcome to XALT Ministries. Today, my name's Y, and we're going to be looking at Glorious Day by Passion featuring Kristian Stanfill. Song is going to be done in the key of D. We're going to cover all the chords of the song, including the tiny little D variant riff that they have during the chorus. So during this song, we're going to be looking at D shapes like your D2, your G2, and the B minor and the A sus2 as well as a standard D and D sus because that's how they play the riff. They might sound completely crazy right now based on the names, but trust me, they're very easy chords. It's just the names are a little complicated. Alright, so before we get started with that, let's go over to take a look at their chords, see how they form, and then we can get the strumming pattern and everything and show how that's done. So let's look at these chords. We're not going to be capo in anything. We're just going to be playing straight chords. First thing we're going to look at is going to be the D2. And that's, the D2 is going to be your main chord, which is going to be a mute, mute, open, 2, 3, open. Next chord we're going to look at is going to be the G2 chord, which is going to be like this. So this finger is actually not going to move throughout this entire song at all. So get it used to sitting there. D2, G2, we're coming. So you're playing like a G shape, but you're keeping this finger. And strumming all strings, so you have a 3, 2, open, open, 3, open. So D2, G2, B minor, you're actually going to keep the G here, and then you're going to take this finger and move them down here. Mute top, that's your B minor. So you have a mute, 2, open, 2, 3, open. Let me get a better shot here. There we go. Alrighty, now we have also an A sus2 in this case. The A sus2 is very easy. You're going to take this finger and you're going to drop down a string and still mute top. That'll give you your A sus2, and it's only done once in the bridge. So you have a mute, open, 2, 2, 2, open, or 2, 2, 3, open. So mute, open, 2, 2, 2, 3, open. Alright, so that's your basic chords. Now, let's talk about that chord riff that they do throughout the chorus. Chord riff is extremely easy. Go to your D2, get that formation. Now, you're going to be using these two fingers here to do the other part. First thing you're going to do is, I'm going to tell you right now, is create a standard D shape, muting tops two strings. Okay? So that'd be like a mute, mute, open, 2, 3, 2. Your other one you're going to do is a D sus, which is taking this pinky and putting it down here to create a 2, 3, 3. And between your song, it's going to sound like this. Of course, the strum pattern will sound a little different, but that is all that is going on right there. Okay, and that's all there is to that part, alright? So like I said, your D, you're going to be doing 3 different variants of D. You have D2, D, and D sus. Okay, let's get to the rest of that. If you need to go back and freeze frame it, however you need to do, get those in your muscle memory, and let's get the song down. Alrighty, so now that we have our chords, you have your D2, G2, B minor, and the A sus2. The A sus2 is only going to be used on a bridge. And then also we have the D, your standard D, nothing special, and then the D sus. Okay? Alright, so to start off with this, let's take a look at our strum pattern a little quick. My strum pattern is a little bit tough to explain, but hopefully by just hearing it, you can be able to try to mimic it and get it. But the strum pattern will be right up here, and it's going to be down. So if I was to convert this to a down-up pattern, you'd be down, skip the next down, then it'd be up, up, down. So you have 1, skip your 2, and skip 3 and 4. That's going to be your first part of your strum pattern. So you have this. That's going to be your first part of your strum pattern. Second part is you're going to skip the first one, or your first down strum. So the second part of your pattern would actually be, in a down-up terms, would be up, up, down, down, up. So be going up, up, down, down, up. So you have this. You know. Now if you put the whole thing together, it sounds like this. Right. Now if I put that in the chords, when you hear the first part of the song, it'll sound like this. I was buried beneath my shame. So that'd be like your first verse. So we're going to start on the D2, and then we're going to go to the B minor. So we're going right into the first verse. So we have, I was buried. Oops, get my strum pattern right. I was buried beneath my shame. Go to the B minor. Who could carry that kind of weight? G2. It was my tune. Then to the D. When I met you. Keep on the D. I was breathing, but not alive. B minor again. All my failures I tried to hide. Go to the G. It was my tune. Into the D. Till I met you. Right from the G. You called my name. I ran out of that grave. Okay, and that's going to be back to the D. Now, let's talk about that little, kind of almost like a chord solo I was talking about. When you hit that grave on that D, instead of doing the D2, you're actually going to switch to the D sus. So what you're really going to do, just to change that real quick, let me get that closer, is you're going to take your D and you're going to take your pinky and you're going to put it down there on your G note, which is going to be your 3rd fret of your E string. And then when you're there, also take your middle finger and put on the 2nd fret. And so you have this. If I can do this while in this position, you'll see it. And you're just going to do the strum pattern. Now, strum pattern for switching between the two chords. In your first part of your strum pattern, you had a down strum on the 1 and a down strum on the 4. Your 1 will start it off on the D sus. When you hit that down strum on that first 4, so you have, remember, you have 1 and it goes up, up, 4. That 4 is when you switch to the standard D, and then when you get back to repeating the pattern, you go back to the D sus. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, and that's kind of how that riff all works. So if I were to play it, and play it with the grave, and I'm going to go through the chorus, and I'll tell you where the notes are in the chorus. Let me get my guitar up real quick. So let's see here. It was my tune till I met you. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave. Out of the darkness. So you kind of have to do that riff and then pay attention to your chords. So you go right into the chorus 1, and so you have that D that you're doing. This one here. Out of the darkness, go to the G. To your glorious day. Back to the D. You called my name. Back to the G. And I ran out of that grave, and that's going to go to a B minor now. Back to the G again. Out of the darkness into your glorious day, and you're going to go back to that riff. And then I'm going to go right into the next verse. Now let me come out of the verse, go into the chorus, and then you can see how the riff and everything blends in. Now, if you have 2 acoustic guitarists, in this case, you would still have a person, whoever is doing the main rhythm, would still be on that D2, even though you're going to if you or who else would switch to the D sus riff. That way, it gives you that nice blend, because it's actually what Kristian Stanfill does. He plays that D2, or actually he plays a variant down the neck, capo 1. And he has someone else that just sits there and just plays this. Now, you can play a variance of the G and B minor if you want, but I've tried it and found out just on the D alone seems to give that nice unique tone. So let's go from chorus, verse 1. I'm going to start it was my tune. It was my tune till I met you. My name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into next verse. Now your mercy has saved my soul. B minor. Now your freedom is all I know. G. You're made new. D. Jesus, when I met you. Back to the G again. I got off my strum pattern. When I met you, and then back to your G again. You called my name. And then you can go back into that the chord solo with the when I ran out of that grave. And then out of the darkness to your glorious day. Okay, I'm not going to bother going through all that again because I've already done it. Let's try the bridge. Bridge is extremely simple. The only thing that I had problems with was trying to keep the wording right while trying to keep the strum pattern right. And to do this sometimes I kind of have to put my strumming almost like on an autopilot and then concentrate on the words and not worry about my strumming and let my hands and my muscle memory do the work. That's the only way I've actually figured out how to do this, because sometimes in songs your wording is not on sync with your strum pattern, but that makes a song unique in a way. So what I'm going to do is try my best to literally ignore my strumming and let my body just do what it's programmed to do while I concentrate on the words. So your bridge is going to be 95% D. And you're just going to be on that D2. So it goes like this. I need no rescue, my sin was heavy, the chains break and the weight of your glory. I needed, see I'm already getting off my strum pattern. I needed shelter, I was an orphan. And this is where it's hard. I'm trying to concentrate on both. I was an orphan, now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healer. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. Now you're going to go finally to a different chord. You're going to be that B minor. I have a future. And out of that A sus that we talked about, it's the only time you're going to play this chord through this whole song. It goes, my eyes, so he goes, I have a future, my eyes are open. So you B minor to the A sus, and then we're going to go G to D again. Because we're going to that kind of like, almost like the intro to the chorus, pretty much. Because when you call my name, G, I ran out of that grave, and you can go right into that chord riff. Okay, so let's go through that real quick and see if I can pull this off. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, the chains break and the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me a citizen. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open. When you call my name, I ran out of that grave. Okay, and then you can just continue on. I might not do the best on the vocals when it comes to a higher output or a higher octave. I'm just not good at that part. But that gives you a basis for what a song is. It gives you a basis for if you want to do the. Now with this, you can stay with that normal D shape and just pedal, or hammer on, whatever you want to call it. I call it pedaling, and just pedal that pinky on that 3rd fret, and it'll still give you the same thing. If you have any more questions, please let me know. That's the end of this tutorial. That's all there is really to it. Any questions or comments, leave them below. Subscribe. I got more videos coming. You guys have a blessed day.